Yarrney.
Hello, welcome back to Yarrney. In this tutorial, you will learn how to make this nice little crochet banana. So the stitches you will need to know for this project are the magic ring, the single crochet, the increase technique, the decrease technique, and the invisible color change technique. If you're unfamiliar with any of these stitches or techniques, don't be scared. I will make sure to go slowly at least once in this tutorial so you can follow along. Otherwise, we do have a very slow and detailed tutorial on the Yarrney channel as well. Now, in terms of material that you need, of course, you will need two colors of yarn. So one brown and one yellow. So this is the Big Twist Posh, and it's in the bulky weight, so number 5. So depending on the type of yarn you use, the banana might be bigger or smaller, or if you use the exact same weight as me, it will be basically the size of the banana as you see on the screen here. Now, other than yarn, you will basically need a crochet hook to go with it. So to go with my project here, I'm using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Make sure you have some scissors to cut your yarn needle just to weave in the ends. And then if you have a stitch marker, it will help with the color change, but if you don't have one, it's not the end of the world. Then in order to fill your banana, make sure you have some stuffing, so fiber fill or yarn scrap, anything like that. All right, let's get started. So as a starting point, we will do a magic ring. So the magic ring, you take the tail end, you put it on top of your hand. Now take the working yarn, which is the side that's attached to your ball of yarn. So you will basically come wrap it around your 2 fingers like this, coming to make a cross on top, just like that. Now take your hook here, insert it under the cross, going to grab the top left corner of the yarn, pull it forward. At this point, your hook is basically facing downwards, but now we will twist your hook so that it faces upwards like this. And then you should still have a cross here. So use your hook to go grab the top left portion of the yarn again, and then pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. And this is how you do the magic ring. So with the magic ring, we will basically do 6 single crochet inside the magic ring. So to do a single crochet inside the magic ring, so hold your ring, insert your hook inside the ring, pull the yarn back through the ring. You have 2 loops on your hook, wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through both loops. So this is your first single crochet in the magic ring. So then we do 5 more for a total of 6 in total. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what you're going to do now is pull onto this tail end here, pull it tight so that it closes your ring like this. So now you're basically having the first round completed, and then we're going to move on to round number 2, and we have 6 single crochet around the magic ring. In round 2, after round 2, we will have 9 stitches in total. So to do that, you will insert your hook under the first stitch. So the next stitch basically is going to be a single crochet. So you insert your hook under the stitch, pull the yarn back through the stitch, 2 loops on your hook, wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through both loops. After that, the second stitch here is going to be an increase. An increase, you're basically doing 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So you have 1 like this, and then the second. So this is an increase. So 2 single crochet in the exact same stitch. Now we're going back to 1 single crochet in the following stitch. So 1. And then again, we're basically alternating. Now we're back to the increase. So 2 single crochet in the same next stitch. So 1, and then my second one in the exact same stitch here. When that's done, next stitch is again 1 single crochet, a regular single crochet. And then we're back to the increase. So now it's 2 single crochet in the exact same stitch here. So 1 and 2. So after this is done, basically you can count your stitch. you should have 9 stitches in total around your ring. And this is basically the base of your banana, and we are ready to change the yarn to the color yellow. So before we take and work on the yellow yarn, go ahead and cut around 12" of a yellow piece of yarn. And what we're going to do with this is that we are going to attach this yellow yarn to the start of the magic ring here. So the middle piece here, we will attach it together. And the reason we're doing that is because this, at the end, we will pull onto the yellow yarn once we're almost done with the banana, so that it creates a kind of a little bit of a curve, just like how the natural bananas have. So you can do 2 knots just to make sure this will stay in place, just like this. And so now we're ready to take the yellow yarn. So go ahead and take your yellow yarn. So now that we're ready to change the color to yellow, what we're going to do is basically an invisible color change. How we're going to do that is that in the next stitch, usually when you look at a stitch, when you insert your hook, you insert it under the full stitch, which is 2 sides of the V. So you have the front loop here, and then you have a back loop here. But with the color change, the first stitch, we will insert our hook under the back loop only. So insert in the middle of the stitch coming out the back. And then we will work all the way around and come back and do a stitch integrating the front loop. So for us to see properly where the front loop is, I'm going to put a stitch marker under this front loop, just so I can show you guys how we finish this color change. So basically, I insert my hook under the back loop only, from the middle coming out the back. And now with my yellow yarn, I will just hook it onto my hook, just like this. And then I will basically just pull with the hook and the yarn back through this back loop here. And you're basically doing a regular single crochet at this stage. So as you can see, you have 2 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn on your hook, pull it through both loops. So this is your first stitch of round number 3. So before we move on, I'm just going to cut off the brown yarn that we were working with. And what I like to do is just attach the brown yarn we just cut with the yellow yarn together, making a knot, just so that nothing unravels. Just like this. So now we're ready to keep going. Now we're done with the first stitch. So the second stitch, very easy, just 1 single crochet. Third stitch is going to be an increase. So we're going to do 2 single crochet in the exact same stitch. So 1 and 2. And then we're back to 2 single crochet, meaning 1 single crochet in the next stitch and 1 single crochet in the following stitch. And then again, back to an increase. So 2 single crochet in the same stitch. And then we're restarting. So 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Then 1 single crochet in the next stitch. And then back to the increase. So 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So this is the end of round number 3. So round number 4, at the start of the stitch of round number 4, we're going to finish our color change. So round number 4, we're basically doing 3 single crochet in a row and then an increase. And we're going to restart that pattern. So single crochet, increase, etc. So how we're going to do the first single crochet is I will remove my stitch marker, but I will use my hook to go grab onto this front loop here that we have not worked on in the previous round. So this front loop here that I just removed the stitch marker from, I will grab onto it, and then I will go do the regular stitch here that we did here, which is the first stitch, pull the yarn back, and then you have the regular single crochet, just like this. So this is your first stitch of round 4. And the color chain is basically completed. Just as easy as that. So now we're just going to crochet normally. So 1 single crochet in the next stitch, then 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then increase. So 2 single crochet in the same stitch, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the following stitch, and then a single crochet in the next stitch, back to increase again. So 2 single crochet in the same stitch, and then again back to 1 single crochet. So single crochet, single crochet, single crochet in the next 3 stitch, 1 single crochet in each stitch, and then back to the increase. So 2 single crochet in the exact same stitch. And this is basically round number 4. So at the end of this round, we have 15 stitches in total. Now the next round, again, very easy. We're going to be doing 4 single crochet in the next 4 stitch, followed by an increase, and then repeat. So single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, increase, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, increase. We do this 3 times in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've completed my 4 single crochet in the first 4 stitches. Then I do my increase. So 2 single crochet in the same stitch. Then again, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet again in the following stitch, a single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the following stitch, and then back to my increase. So 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So 1 and 2. And then one last time, we're going to do 4 single crochet in the 4 next stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then increase. So 2 single crochet in the exact same stitch. So now you have 18 stitches in total. So just to make sure, go ahead and count that you have 18 stitch around your project here. Now the next 20 rows are going to be very simple and straightforward. So we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch for the next 20 rows. So that means you're going to have 18 stitches in each row. So very easy, just 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then 18. And then you just continue again, 18 single crochet around. And then since we did 1 row already, you have 19 more rows to do of 1 single crochet in each stitch. What I would say is keep crocheting, but be careful, just insert these little yarn inside your project, but keep this long piece of yellow yarn in sight. So don't put it inside. make sure it stays out so that at the end we can pull on it to curve the banana. So go ahead and I will meet you back here once you've completed all your 20 rows in total of 18 single crochet all around. All right, so I've just completed all my 20 rows of 18 single crochet in total. And as you can see, I still have my long piece of yellow yarn. I can see out of inside here. Now in the middle, just make sure you start stuffing. So you can use fiber fill or just yarn scrap like I have. I have yarn scrap that I put inside the project. And then once you've completed your filling, I will meet you back here. All right, so the next round, what we're going to do is basically starting to shut this cylinder to make it smaller and smaller. So after the next round, we're going to end with 15 stitches of the round. So to achieve that, to go from 18 stitch to 15 stitch, we're going to do 4 single crochet in the next 4 stitch. Then we're going to do a decrease stitch. And we're repeating that combination 3 times. So let's start with our 4 single crochet in the next 4 stitch. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to do a decrease. So a decrease is very simple. You're going to insert your hook under the next stitch, pull the yarn back through the stitch. Now immediately insert your hook in the following stitch. So we're merging 2 stitch into 1. Pull the yarn back through this following stitch here, and you have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap the yarn around your hook. You will pull it through all 3 loops. And this is your decrease stitch. Now we're back to 4 single crochet. So in the next 4 stitch, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, a decrease. So merging 2 stitches into 1. And then back to the 4 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And a decrease. So 2 stitch into 1. And this is the end of your round, and you will have 15 stitch in total at the end. And like I said, the yellow piece of yarn is still outside the project. And at this stage, you can just stuff as you go because the circle here is going to get smaller and smaller. So after that, for the next round, we're going to start with 3 single crochet followed by a decrease, and we do that combination 3 times. We're going to end with 12 stitches after the round. So 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to do a decrease stitch, so 2 stitch into 1. So this is my first decrease. Then you continue with 3 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and we're doing a decrease stitch again. And then 3 single crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And lastly, a decrease stitch for the last stitch of the round. So 1 and 2. Like this, merging the 2 stitch together, we have a decrease. Like I said, as you can see, the circle is getting smaller and smaller. Make sure you stuff as you go. Now the next round is going to be very, very easy. It's just 12 single crochet around the circle. So you're basically just doing 1 single crochet in each stitch 12 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So the next round, we're going to end up with 9 stitches at the end of the round. So to go from 12 to 9, we're going to do the combination of 2 single crochets followed by a decrease. This combination 3 times. So single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease. So single crochet, first one, and then second one, and then back to a decrease. Now we're going to do single crochet in the next stitch, and then single crochet in the following stitch, and then decrease. And then single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and then decrease. So this will bring you to 9 stitches at the end of the round. So again, next round, pretty simple. We're just going to do 9 single crochet all around. So 1 single crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So as you can see, the circle is really starting to get smaller. So now is your last chance to kind of, I guess almost last chance to like fill up your hole here. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back. So once you're satisfied with your stuffing, before we move on to keep shutting the hole here, this long piece that we attach at the bottom here, just insert a yarn needle, because we're going to basically secure it so that the banana stays a little curvy. So use your hand to kind of move the banana in a more curvy shape, and then just delicately pull onto this yarn so that it doesn't unravel from here. It shouldn't, because we did 2 knots, but just in case. So just be gentle and pull on it. So while you pull on it, make sure that this banana is in a pretty curvy shape. Once you're satisfied with your shape, we're going to basically do a knot on top of this last round here, like that. So as you can see, after I pulled, I did a knot here, and I will just continue putting this yarn inside, and then just do a second little knot here, just to make sure everything is secure. And then we can just hide the yarn inside the project. Like this, and you can cut off the yarn. And you can even insert this little piece of yarn inside your project, since it's basically a yarn scrap here. Okay, so now we're just going to do another round of 9 single crochet. So 1 single crochet in each stitch. So basically 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So now we're going to move back to the brown yarn to finish this, the tip of the banana, which is brown. And we're basically going to do another color chains, just like we did in the beginning. So take your brown yarn, and we're going to again insert our hook in the back loop only of the next stitch, and if it helps, get the stitch marker to mark the front loop that we will work on after we complete this round, like this. And then you insert your hook in the back loop only. So insert your yarn on top here, pull the yarn back like this, and then basically we're ready to work using the brown yarn. Make sure everything is tight. Single crochet like this, and you can go ahead and cut this yellow yarn. And like I was saying, I like to do the knot, so I will do the knot before I continue. Once you've done with the knot, you can again hide this piece of yarn inside your project. So that was the first stitch of our round here, where we're decreasing again to go to 6 stitch in total. So the next stitch is going to be a decrease, so merge 2 stitch into 1. And as you approach the end, since the circle is getting smaller and smaller, it might get a little difficult to work on, but just have a little bit of patience. So the next stitch is going to be a single crochet. And then again a decrease, so merging 2 stitch into 1. And then followed by 1 regular single crochet, and then lastly a decrease. So you insert your hook in the next stitch here, and then we're so the next stitch here, a decrease. So if you count your stitch, you should have 6 stitches in total after this round. And what we're going to do is basically add 3 more rows of this 6 single crochet in each row. And the first stitch of the next round, we have to finish this color change. So using this little piece here, you insert your hook under the yarn that we just had the stitch marker removed. So it might be a little tricky. Just like that. And then you insert it in the regular stitch on top. So the smaller it gets, the more difficult it is to crochet. And then you just keep adding 1 single crochet in each stitch in all the following stitches. So 3 rounds of 6 single crochet. So go ahead and do that, and I will meet you at the end of the 3 rounds of 6 single crochet. So once you have completed the round, just cut your yarn, and you can pull the yarn through. And the top is basically small enough. If it's not completely shut, just use a yarn needle just to weave in the end. But if you think it's basically shut and small enough, just leave it at that, but just hide the yarn inside the project, just like this. And then cut the yarn. And this is how you do a crochet banana. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching.